have Dora. It is the largest railway gun ever made. It was enormous.
So we just finished putting in this spot right here, from here to the corner. And the guy's like a big kid. He's putting the tracks up already. I ain't even got the tools picked up or the garage swept. He's down here fiddling with the track already. I'll pan in a little bit. There's a couple of old railroad ties. See that? This is a piece of granite that was being transported by the Chicago Great Western Railroad. So this is where the crash area was. Right here. That Mark's train guy. And this is where the railroad tracks went through. So today you can see I have my helper whip. Why don't you wave at me? I'll see you later. Wow, it seems like we went to a lot of places. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I was glad to have you all with me on every one of those adventures that we took. I just love searching history. Anything that's railroad related and you know, beyond even. But winter is coming to Minnesota. That's right. And it's about 32 degrees outside, and they're talking rain changing to snow, and once the snow falls you can't see a thing out there when you're looking for history. So it's end scale time. But before we get started, I'll show you an update on where I'm at here. But just before that, just wanted to say that, you know, I did finally make a Facebook page. It's a group page, Mr. B's Hiawathaland Rails. So you're all welcome to come and join if you like. The more the merrier. And I'll bring you over there now and I'll show you where I'm at with this end scale. So I didn't, you know, just sit around all summer. I laid ballast right about where you see that little screwdriver is where I started, and did the whole main line and this whole yard area that starts right about in this area, and all the way down in front of the depot and around the corner, and I stopped just past where you see my controller. That's where it hooks up with what I had done already. So I have a problem with some of these switches. These are those Atlas switches that, you know, they're all electrical, or they will be. And there's a problem I have right about in here with this switch. And it seems to be real close to each other. And my Kato, that just zooms right through these without a problem at all. But my Atlas has a little problem, and my Broadway steam locomotive was shorting out here. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was in these rails that slide, you know, but it wasn't. In fact, I rubbed one of them, almost rubbed the finish off, trying to figure out the problem. But it's right here where these two rails come together. So I took a file and I just filed the edge of these so that they would follow more in line with these other rails, and it seems to be correcting the problem. So you know, I was just bewildered. I was scratching my head and everything. It's like, what is going on? But the more I looked at it, that's the problem with it. And I don't know if I got a bad batch of these or what. They're not all doing that. You know, these ones out in front here, in this section, they're fine. But, you know, I bought these at different places at different times, and maybe I got a few that's bad. I don't know. I got one back there by my lumber company, and, you know, it seems to be fine back there. And I have another one over there by the coal yard. In fact, I've got two of them over there, and they work fine. So I hope that I have that problem resolved. So I bought this Atlas passenger station platform. It's there's actually two of them in the kit, and it's not hard to put together. And I wanted to put those in front of my railroad depot. But when I bought them, they wound up, the platform wound up a little small. I was trying to install the rest of my ballast, and you can see better from the bottom. I added a wood strip all the way around, and then I wanted the same look with the brick as I have on my depot, and I had a piece of that left over because you could have built this and put a sidewalk in between the buildings, and I chose not to, so I put that in there. And then I had to figure out where to put this. When I was ballasting the tracks, and wouldn't you know it, this one here was, I had to move. It was too close to begin with, so I had to move it back just a little bit. I mean, I started off with this up here, right next to the track, against the track like that, but it just, the roofs would hit the train. The roof of the roof of this would hit the train, so I had to move this track back and then put that board in, and now it works real good. So I don't have them finished yet. There's some benches. You probably saw the benches when I was working on the dump truck. They're green benches, and they're going to go in here, and there's a few more things. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put another section of sidewalk on each side or what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to put some lights in it, and then I still have to put the interior into this. I'm going to put some lights and benches in here and put some lights in here so that you can see through the door and see some, some boxes and that sort of thing. So I'm still working on that, in progress, but I had to stop what I was doing in ballasting in order to do this so that I could finish up. Well, this is one of the projects I'm working on. This chute goes up in here. I bought this, on eBay, of course, and it's already weathered and everything. I thought it looked pretty cool. And I'm going to use it for my steam engine. And I wanted to put it down by the coal depot, but these things here stick out a little bit too far. You see that ladder? Can you see that ladder, how it's kind of on an angle, sticking next to this thing? Maybe if I turn it around, you can see how that kind of juts out there. So I want to take this bottom off, and it's glued on. I loosened it up a little bit, you can see it here. So I'm going to take this bottom out and then put it back and install it. I've already been trying it out, and I have to move it. It's like, here's the railroad track, but I've got to move it back just a little bit, so it'll be just a little bit off center when it's going through the inside. But when I back up my locomotive so that the coal car is underneath this, it hits that ladder. So I want to alter that so that I can fix that, and then I'll install it. On this side here, it'd probably come off pretty easy, but I'm not sure about this side. Well, we'll see. Well, I'm working on several projects here at one time. And this is my, that's going to be my coal truck. And I want to put coal in it, but I don't want to fill it up and glue it in there, because if I ever did sell this, maybe someone doesn't want a coal truck. So I am going to fold up a piece of cardboard, and you can see that notch in there. That notch is to go alongside that plug that's in there. That's probably the apparatus that moves the truck up and down. You can see it there. It's kind of cool. And the tailgate does open, but on this particular model, it's going to be, I'm going to glue a piece of paper over the top of this. And then I'm going to glue some coal on it and see if I can get it to fit in there and look like it's full of coal. That way, it's not glued in. Okay, so there's the back side of the cardboard, and there's the top side, right there. That way, your fingers are so big. There. So now that should just cover that plug that's in this car, and maybe I can make it look like a full load of coal. So that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to glue some coal on this and see if I can fit it in there. So I'm coloring all the edges on this piece of cardboard and glued paper. This way there won't be any white showing on the edges or on the top. And then I have some coal. That's right. You gotta have coal if you're gonna make a coal truck. And this is the coal that I used in the coal yard when I built the coal yard. So I'll put that in the truck. Okay, well, I've got that glued here, and we'll see how that works out. put the coal on. First I glued the cardboard, put the coal on, then I set a couple drops of watered down glue onto it, and we'll see how that looks after it dries. But I'm going to take this next, and I'm going to kind of try and do the same on this top, but this one here is a little different. I'm going to weather this one as I put the coal in here, and we'll see how this comes out, because this is going to be pretty dirty in the coal yard. And you know, eventually I'll probably weather this too, but for now I just want to get the coal in it. But I'll start weathering this while it dries, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here's how that came out. It's kind of what it looks like from the side. You can see the load in there. And it's just setting in there, so if I wanted to, I could take it out. So I'm happy with that. I'll probably weather this and get some coal dust on the truck eventually. And then that's what I did with this. There's a little bit of dust, and I don't know, weathered it up a little bit, but maybe one day I'll work on it a little more. And that's the load. So it's kind of the look we're trying to get. That's what my coal yard looks like. I added the coal to the dump truck and the loader, and that's kind of the look I was hoping I'd get. So I'm real happy with that. That's gonna look real good together here. Yeah. Well, that's the coal yard and the coal tower all in one there. So this is what that coal tower looks like after I got it installed. I cut the bottoms off, then I took a knife and I went ahead and I dug out the gravel, some of the ballast on both sides. And then I just touched some glue in there, and then I put some coal around it. I wanted it to look like my coal yard looks, so that, you know, you're dropping coal. So if I push a car in there, that kind of looked like, you know, a coal car was going to be dropping coal. And you see there's a box. If I back it up a bit, there is a box here on the back side of this. That's probably where the conveyor belt would have been to bring the coal up into the tower. So it kind of works out great that way. And I have enough room for my locomotive to back in there. So we'll see how that works now. Should I make some noise like, you know, coal, gravel? I don't even know how to make a noise like that, but yeah, this is pretty cool now. Yeah. Well, that's about all I have for today, and I'll be working on some of these projects now. I've got I've got a gas station, I've got a hotel, I've got a Dairy Queen, a couple other buildings. I'm sure I'll get to some of those this winter. And yeah, follow me along, and I think we'll have a good time, run some trades. Till then, you guys have a great day. God bless you all.